this game tonight.
His tag team partner from the Serengeti. This is the Alpha Male, Monty Brown.
Yes, Monty Brown, now taking matters into his own hands. We saw how outspoken he was on the pre-show about getting a shot at the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. And we also saw how physical he can get recently on Impact when he and Kip James, they were responsible for injuring Sonny Siaki.
Oh, and it was a brutal neck injury that we saw. And Siaki, though, is here. He will be here today, but he won't be able to go because, well, it was just brutal what they did next year.
Sonny Siaki suffering that very serious neck injury. Going to be sidelined for a little while, but he's here today to support the team that will oppose the Alpha Male and Kip James. He's here to support Apollo and Lance Hoyt. Let's hear the official intro from JB.
And their opponents, being hooked into the ring by Sonny Siaki from Puerto Rico. This is Apollo.
Well, there you see it. Sonny Siaki wearing the neck brace after being dropped on his throat, dropped right against a steel chair. He's sidelined. Alpha Male and Kip James don't seem too concerned, do they?
His tag team partner from the Lone Star States, he is Lance Hoyt.
You gotta love the way that Big Lance from Big D from Dallas, Texas, picked up the battle for Apollo after his partner Sonny Siaki was injured.
Well, I'll tell you something. Lance Hoyt is very wise. As we saw last month when he went after a bid, he's making sure that he's being noticed. He's being seen. I mean, he's not ducking anybody. Last month the Miz, this month the Alpha Male and Kip James. I'll tell you something. I'm proud of Lance Hoyt by coming in here to stand in for Sonny Siaki. This is going to be brute strength against brute strength tonight.
Siaki wants to accompany Apollo and Lance Hoyt to the ring for this match. He's not been medically cleared. As a result, they have told Sonny Siaki to head back to the locker room. I'm sure they appreciate the support. I'm sure the fans here in the Impact Zone happy to see that Sonny Siaki is on the road to recovery. I think it's a smart call by Apollo and Lance Hoyt after what Monty Brown and Kip James recently did on Impact to Siaki.
Well, they can't be worried about Sonny Siaki while they're in this match. They got to be total 100% concentration when you're taking on the Alpha Male with Kip James. It's a good move, and if somehow, some way, a body runs into Siaki and he falls into a rail or onto the floor and re-injures that neck, he may never wrestle again. So it was a great move on their part. You know Siaki wants to be here to give them the moral support, but this is about taking care of business. This is about revenge for Apollo and Lance Hoyt.
Don, right before this matchup started, we saw the video package detailing TNA's return to pay-per-view in the month of October, and quite simply, it is going to be the biggest pay-per-view event in the 3+ year history of TNA. It's October the 23rd, it's Bound for Glory, but there's so much more than the pay-per-view event that entire weekend on, dedicated to the fans of Total Nonstop Action Wrestling.
Oh, this is going to be an entire weekend extravaganza. Go to TNAWrestling.com. Find out how you can be a part of it, because this will sell out. But if you get your ticket, you get to meet your favorite TNA stars, you get to get their autographs, you get to hang out all day with them, and then, of course, our Super Bowl, our World Series, Bound for Glory on the 23rd.
You're right, the Fan Fest is October the 22nd, this Saturday. Bound for Glory, Sunday, October the 23rd. Get all the details now at TNAWrestling.com. Off the big scoop of the slam. Wow, Lance Hoyt goes for the cover. Kip James able to kick out before there was even a 1 count from referee Andrew Thomas.
I'll tell you what, Lance Hoyt may have lost to the Monster Abyss last month, but it gave him the confidence that he needed. And you saw that right there by the way he entered Kip James. Not afraid, not intimidated. All the history that Kip James has means nothing to Lance Hoyt, but I'll tell you something, he can't get too cocky out there because they'll make him pay in a second.
And I don't think your level of confidence is hurt any by the response that Lance Hoyt gets from the crowd here at the Impact Zone. You've mentioned it before. It's almost as if they've adopted him as one of their own.
You know what? They saw him become a star right here in this building. He is their star. He's the guy that they saw come from the bottom all the way to the top. And that's why they get behind him, as they've seen him develop and develop week after week and month after month.
Now, did you see what happened here? The alpha male Monty Brown, he wants into this match. I'm not sure that Kip James, his tag team partner, agreed with him. Lance Hoyt going to take advantage of that miscommunication and does drop him over to the clothesline.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's the experience that Lance Hoyt has developed here. He saw the mix-up between the two. He took advantage of it. And now look at this, he's going for the pin on the alpha male.
Side slam and then the pin attempt by 6'9", 275-pound Lance Hoyt, but not able to put away the alpha male. Now Apollo in against Monty Brown.
I'll tell you what, I think it was good for Apollo to sit down, get cool off. He really wants to take it out on these guys for what they did to Monty Siaka. Although right now it looks like Monty Brown's got the advantage on him. He didn't want to go out there too half-cocked and maybe make a mistake. Let's see, and that's what I'm talking about right there. Oh, man, was that vicious! Listen to the sound of that, Mike!
The superstar from Puerto Rico reels off those knife-edge shots. Quickly reversed, but then Apollo gets the boot up, charges out of the corner, went for the clothesline. Monty able to duck the first one, but boy, he didn't avoid contact with the second. Apollo for the pin and another near fall.
I'll tell you what, so far, what I'm looking at is synchronicity. And Apollo and Lance Hoyt have it, and the alpha male Monty Brown and Kip James don't.
Well, you're right. This team, and you would be surprised that this newly formed team would be communicating so well, that they would be on the same page like they are. That's exactly what we're seeing here in the early going of this tag team matchup.
You know, I'm starting to wonder if maybe Kip James was right. Maybe Monty Brown's head is on the world title and it wasn't on what's at stake here.
Remember what he said, you've got to stay focused. Stay focused on the task at hand, and that's a tag match. There was a blind tag earlier that brought in Monty Brown, and that time when he was shot into the ropes, Kip James did the same thing. He tagged into this matchup, I'm not going to say without the approval of his partner, but Monty Brown certainly didn't extend his hand for the tag.
Well, if anybody knows what to do, it's Kip James. He's got so much experience in tag team action.
Oh, you're not kidding.
I think he just took matters into his own hands, and he needed to get the momentum turned right there, and that's a good way to start, right what you just saw.
Drops him down. Hangman's noose neckbreaker. You heard it in the interview. Kip James, he's not afraid to point out one of the most decorated wrestlers of all time. When you talk about tag team specialists, as many championship tag team belts as Kip James has held through the years, he certainly deserves that title.
Now it looks like the first smooth tag that these two had.
I see that.
And it's not going to bode well for Lance Hoyt, because the last thing you want is a fresh Monty Brown.
Face first goes Hoyt into the turnbuckle. Monty Brown going to try and overpower Big Lance. Shoots him off into the corner and follows up with the big power move right to the back.
Oh, it looks like he just brought the hand right around the front, catching the ribs, catching the stomach, knocking the air right out of Lance Hoyt.
Finished shots by Monty Brown and the former National Football League linebacker for the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills continues the offensive assault.
You know, when some people get angry, they can't focus, and there are other athletes that channel that anger into what they're doing, and it looks like Monty Brown is starting to do that. But Lance Hoyt, I'll tell you something, this guy's resilient if he's anything else, and now he's got the advantage over Monty Brown.
Fans cheering on Big Lance with every right hand. They let out that Hoyt chant, and then he finally punctuates it with that big right. Monty able to turn it around in a hurry. Backdrop suplex. Drop Hoyt directly down on his back. Will I take him up again?
You just can't let up for a minute if you're Lance Hoyt. You're out there with a guy, a physical specimen that Monty Brown is. You can't let up for 1 second. And when he hesitated for one moment, you saw Monty Brown take advantage of it. Now he goes for the trifecta, but Hoyt's able to use his agility.
You're right. Third time wasn't the charm. Hoyt lands on his feet. Monty Brown going to take him up again, and oh man, just powered him down.
That just shows you that Monty Brown is more than just a pound. He's more than just the alpha male. This guy can beat you in so many ways. He can use that strength 100 different ways to beat you.
Pin attempt. Lance Hoyt able to roll the shoulder at 2. Monty Brown made it so crystal clear earlier, almost as if he got the jump on Jeff Jarrett. We've seen Jarrett hit the ring on pre-shows, during pay-per-views, during impacts for several months, demanding a shot at the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. But Monty Brown this time. He was there first. It certainly upset Jarrett, but I'm not sure what Jarrett has in mind. I'm just not too comfortable with the fact that Jeff Jarrett not scheduled to wrestle tonight at Unbreakable, but yet he's in ring gear.
I'll tell you what, though, you made a good point. Monty Brown saw that he was in ring gear, so Monty Brown knew that Jarrett was up to something, and he beat him to the punch in the pre-show, and he went out there, stole Jeff Jarrett's thunder. It's almost like watching him take the wind out of his sails.
Both Kip James and Lance Hoyt go for the clothesline, and both men make contact. Both men go down. Referee Thomas puts in the count.
Hoyt has showed himself admirably, and he's hung in there toe for toe.
And we've seen that burst of offense from Apollo earlier, and now he gets the tag. So does Monty Brown, and Apollo drops first Monty Brown with a pair of clotheslines, then one for Kip James. But in this 2-on-1 situation, quickly turned and reversed, dropped him, caught him with the DDT.
You know, you don't realize how big Apollo is until you see him out there with the monsters like Monty Brown and Kip James. He stands shoulder to shoulder with a eye to eye with these guys. I mean, he's just as big.
Look at this Apollo.
Apollo's on fire. Here he goes.
Pin, 2. Kip James in for the save. Caught him with the double sledge to the back. Broke it up in 2.
Nice knee right there. Like, oh, big boot by Lance Hoyt.
First the famouser, but then Big Lance got the big boot up. Could he be going for that moonsault? This is a long way to travel.
And he hits it perfectly.
6'9", 275, and he hit the top rope moonsault.
I'll tell you what, though, he made a mistake, and that's where inexperience comes in. He should have went directly for the pin. Instead, he wanted to enjoy that moment of hitting that move, and it cost him.
Lance Hoyt and Monty Brown battle out on the arena floor. Lance Hoyt just got posted by the alpha male.
Oh, it's 2-on-1 in here. You can see Monty Brown. Jeez, I'm kidding you!
Another miscommunication problem for this team, and Kip James walked into a super kick.
1, 2, no! Kip James able to get the shoulder up.
Wow.
I thought it was over.
That had to be just on instinct alone.
Oh, you could see that super kick by Apollo. Apollo's been so impressive since he's come in here right now. Uh-oh, again, Lance Hoyt, who took that shot from the ring post, is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, you're right. Monty Brown ended up breaking up. And now going to fire Apollo up. Here it goes.
And he hit it perfectly. Right into the ribs. Is it done? It's academic.
Your winners, the team of Kip James and the alpha male, Monty Brown.
Well, they did have communication problems, but you can't take away the bottom line. And the bottom line is a victory for the team of the alpha male and Kip James, thanks to the pounce of Monty Brown.
Well, you've got to be cohesive, and they finally did at the end right there, but you can see there's still communication problems.
And there you see, even further, that miscommunication and the communication problems between this team. To the back, where Tracy's standing by with Team Canada.
I can't take that.